Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Transformers War for Cybertron trilogy Worlds Collide Bumblebee. This is in the Buzzworthy Bumblebee 4-pack, and this is the second figure I am reviewing out of this thing. So we already know what the box looks like because I did an unboxing video with it. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and check my playlists here. Now, in the meantime, let's take a look at this. Now, this is nothing new, actually. This is probably the... Nope, it's not probably. This is at least the third time we've seen this mold. And possibly fourth, fifth, or sixth. So let's take a quick look at him. He has this Autobot symbol, which is tamboed on here. He comes with the same accessories that Cliff Jumper comes with. And no, he is not a Volkswagen Beetle. He is indeed he is exactly the same as Cliff Jumper. Now with this accessory is painted green and black. So let's see here if I can assemble this for you guys right here. So it's supposed to be this big bazooka, but I let Bumblebee here just hold on to it like two small guns. So we can go on ahead and plug these into here. And you get that little bazooka thing, which I'm not actually cool. However, I don't mind this. I think it's cool looking. I think this paint actually makes it looks really, really neat. It's kind of like almost an army green kind of a thing. So it's neat. I do like it. Okay, so let's set that aside. And yeah, so this is what he looks like. And he is an interesting color of yellow. He is... on my screen, he kind of looks a little pale yellow, but he's actually just slightly more yellow than that. So, and he has all of the articulation that the other figures did. His head swivels, goes up and down, says yes and no. And then he also has the elbow joints like so. He also has the rotation all the way around on both sides, so that's good. Here's what he looks like from the back. We've got this parts forming piece here, which he can also wear here if you on the side of his arm, if you so desire, as a shield or something like that. So, and that kind of fits in. I'm gonna leave that off on the side for the moment. He does have knee bend. He can go all the way back like this. He can kick with his big old feet here. And that's what we're dealing with. So let me put this back on. And we'll take a quick look and compare him with the... Oh, as soon as I can get this on. Okay, there. So let's take a quick comparison with him with the Netflix Bumblebee, and you can see here he is, and he has his Volkswagen feet and all that, and I did put a repro label on him here. So yeah, he's kind of got a wider chest here than here, but that's how this mold does this. So, and on camera he looks, well, he looks more orange, and in person he looks way more orange than this, so that's kind of an interesting point of view. However, despite its appearances, this is essentially the same mold. It's just that this has the Volkswagen pieces instead. It has the same exact transformation, and I still think that this Bumblebee is still a good figure to get. If you can't, this is pretty good too. I'm not gonna lie. I do like this figure, so there's that. And then we also have Bug Bite, which I've also reviewed on this channel, and he is basically, yeah, these guys are exact mold mates, just different colors. So there's that. So you have them, and then of course there is the OG Cliff Jumper. I did put a repro label here on him. So yeah, that's the third time we've seen this exact same mold. Now, I think it would have been interesting if they would have made this Worlds Collide Bumblebee the actual Bumblebee, the one that we want to see, the Volkswagen Beetle, right? So, but they didn't do that. So, however, I don't think it's a lot lost. If you can't get a hold of this one's still a pretty good Bumblebee. These other guys here, this is not a Bumblebee. This is just a Cliff Jumper. And this is definitely a Bumblebee, but you know, if you can find him, he's very hard to find now. I still think that this Bumblebee here is pretty good. So let's go on ahead and transform him, because you know, this is let's see what this little yellow car mode looks like. So we'll go on ahead and take off his backpack and fold the peg in and set that aside. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to open up his chest plate, take this out, fold these out. And I believe what we want to do with these is actually fold them so that when you have this, you want this to be at a right-hand angle like that. Same thing on this side. And that's just prepping for when we combine them together, but that kind of also gets it out of the way. Alright, so the next thing we can do is close this. Don't snap it down quite yet though. Go on ahead and give this a rotate of 180. Open up these panels here on the back, and they will be kind of pegged into these wheels. So go on ahead, then take this and flip that down and flip the wheel out. And then do the same thing on the other side. Flip it over, flip it out. So now we have all of that. Now this eventually will peg into the side of his thighs like that. And the same thing on this side. I don't know if it will stay while we finish the transformation, but what we want to do is take this entire front area here, this entire thing, flip it forward so it's like this. Okay, and then we're going to fold these back, fold these in, and snap. So you're going to snap these in place here. Then we're going to snap these doors in place. There's a little tab, and they should go underneath that tab there. This door should also fit into here. Okay, and kind of just snap all these pieces together to form most of the car mode. So make sure that those tab together. And then we have this area back here. What you're left with is looks like a half of a car. So take this piece, and those two will go into his hands, and then we will close it and snap that into place right there. And what we have now is Bumblebee in his alt mode. Now this looks exactly like Cliff Jumper in his alt mode. However, I do kind of like this as well. I think that this is neat. The paint job is not exactly the neatest in the front though. If you look here, it's like thin and then thick here. So that's kind of a little off-putting. But I do like how the part under the hood scoop here is painted. That kind of gives it a little bit of character in my opinion. So yeah, we got all these here. And this is kind of what he looks like, and almost reminds me of the movie itself, almost in some ways you could pretend. But definitely not a beetle. So, and here's another fun fact: almost all of this, except for this clear piece here, is just the color of the plastic. So all of this actually matches fairly well. Like it's all one shade of yellow plastic. It's painted here, black, and then you have some black paint on the back of this here. There's no accents on these lights here, or these what might be I think these might be exhausts or something, but there's none of that details picked out. And then the same thing here, but all of this plastic pretty much matches fairly well. I kind of like that. I dig that, you know. So there you go, guys. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to watch more of my content, please subscribe, and I will talk to you next time.